Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is a voice of Judah DM again. People call me Coach Judah. I'm a life purpose coach and inspirational speaker. I help people to discover their life purpose and I teach them how to best maximize their God-given potentials. I've done this on different platforms and initiated myself. I've had the privilege to share with other people, and it's a pleasure. It's a thing of delight within this again and again and again and again. So, all right. So, I think the first thing I should do is to throw out a heartfelt apology because this is the 13th episode of this video, of this YouTube video, and the last time we had one was months ago, right? So things have been up, and I've just been busy with some things. However, I didn't forget you. So it is a thing of responsibility that I hold dearly to my heart to always communicate to you on the path that I can tread to growth and development in your personal life, in your business, in your career, and even in your spiritual life. All right, and this we stand to a route. This I stand to always communicate to you. All right, so welcome back to the 13th episode of the videos on this YouTube channel. It's a thing of delight to be doing this again, just like I've said, and let's quickly diving into the topic that we have for today. Right, so I want to quickly talk on a very familiar topic, but I'm going to be addressing from a different perspective. You know how we do it, right? So I want to talk on the topic of responsibility. However, I'm going to be balancing it off with another concept that I call accountability. All right, so over a period of time, I've noticed that people actually hold themselves responsible. We talk about responsibility a lot. What's responsibility? Responsibility simply means just knowing the cost dimension of life. Just like one of the men of God that I really appreciate would say, you say that responsibility is knowing the cost dimension of life. When you know the cost dimension when you know the cost dimension to an action that you're taking on an inaction, when you seem to have an opinion, you seem to have an idea of the consequences of an action or an inaction, taken or not taken, then you seem to understand the concept of responsibility. At least that's a fair place to define what responsibility is. But over a period of time, I'm trying to address this topic in relation to growth and development, because over a period of time, people would notice that they are not taking steps commensurate to the desires that they have, or the steps that they are taking is not commanding the results that is commensurate to the level of effort, the dissipation of energy that they put into a particular course of action, right? So what happens when you begin to take a step, or you are not even taking any step at all, to use the desire or the demanded result that you truly desire, is because most times there is no sense of responsibility. All right, so for example, let's assume that I'm supposed to commit myself to a course of action now, and I do not commit myself to a course of action. There's supposed to be an expectation after that action was taken, but the expectation will not be met, the results will not be achieved, because there was no sense of responsibility. But I'm trying to bring in a blend, I'm trying to bring in a balance of accountability, and this is peculiar to people who may seem to have a sense of responsibility. Sense of responsibility may mean you owning up to your action. For example, let's say that I lost my identity card in a wallet. And it's important to me. It's dear to me. Let's say it's for a company I'm working for. So that's my identity card, right? So I lost it. So I take responsibility. Okay, I think I was careless with it to have dropped my wallet, to have left it in a open place or in a public place where it could just be picked. I don't know if you're getting the illustration I'm trying to make now. So I left it open where it could just be picked, and that was why I lost it. So that is me owning up to the responsibility. I think I was actually careless enough. But most times, people that seem to crave for a dimension or for a level of growth and development, they owe up to responsibility, but they do not hold themselves accountable. So that is where accountability comes in. Accountability is saying that, okay, this was what made the last step go wrong. This was what I did wrong, and this is what I'm actually going to see. Responsibility talks about you owning up to the action, but accountability talks about you holding yourself accountable, like you holding yourself as a person to make sure that that thing does not repeat itself. So most times people seem to be accountable. I was just having this thought over the past few days, that the bridge that people do not seem to cross, even after they have actually owned own up to the responsibility of doing something or not doing something is that they do not hold themselves accountable. See, accountability is very strong. One of the things that I teach people is that anytime you commit yourself to a line of action, there is every possibility that the trend or the habit that you've sustained over a period of time that does not make you to commit yourself to that course of action is still in play. So it is a good thing to always look for an accountability, how should I call it now? An accountability structure. You could hold yourself accountable depending on your level of discipline personally, or you could leverage on the help of other people that can actually hold you accountable to a particular course of action. But until accountability is there are so many responsibilities that you are going to be holding, you are going to be committing yourself to, you are going to holding yourself up to, but you would not be able to still produce the level of results that you desire. Why? Because you have not held yourself accountable to the rituals that is actually going to make you to commit and command that level of result. So I just felt it was actually thoughtful to bring a balance that most times when it comes to commanding some level of demanded, like commanding some level of definite result that you desire, it is much more than just having a sense of responsibility towards admitting the actions or inactions that was not committed to a particular cause to justify why it didn't work out. Why that is the entry point, that is not all. There is always a place of accountability. Accountability talks about putting how shall I say it now? Setting yourself up, holding, like trying to make sure that as much as possible, this particular thing does not repeat itself again. So the difference between responsibility and accountability is that responsibility emphasizes on you owning up to the action, or owning up to the inaction, or owning up to the blame, right? While accountability talks about the effort that you put in for that particular thing to not repeat itself again. So the level of intentionality of both of them they differ. The level of intentionality in both of them differ. So most times when you hold yourself responsible for certain actions or inactions, but you do not hold yourself accountable, there is every possibility that you will find yourself there and there again. So, and this is also very fair and perfect, or very, how shall I say this now? This fits in particularly to anybody that may be trying to break any habit. You see, the tendency that you go back to your habits are very high because that is a pattern of living. You may have the habit of forgetting people's name. You have the habit of watching pornography. You may have the habit of there are a lot of bad habits that people are trying to break themselves away from. But if you do not create an accountability structure, you see that you are owning up to the responsibility, but you are still finding yourself there again and again. So until an accountability structure is created, either in a person or you create a system that you hold yourself accountable, you might still find yourself back there again. So don't just be responsible, be accountable. Thank you so much for coming to this, for watching this 13th episode. I said I don't mind me. It's been a long time I did this. So thank you so much for coming to the 13th episode of the videos on this YouTube channel. I would love to crave your indulgence to like, to comment, and to share the video to many of your friends. See you again. God bless you. Bye.